Hello, Greta.
Hey!
Here we are at Pride.
Yes!
We're at the bottom of Regent Street.
Everyone here has come to celebrate people like me and themselves. And Astrid's here too, and she doesn't know what she is. And we also got like this rainbow drink. Like if you drink this, you become gay. So I guess I'm gay squared now.
That's a big gay flag.
That is a lot of gay.
what the hell that was all about, but it looked great fun.
It was awesome. That was great. They're fabulous.
It's the gay Muslims. How ridiculously cool is that? We have temporarily taken refuge in Cafe Concerto on Regent Street. Cafe Concerto seems to be a bit of a recurring motif with me in marches these days. It's the Gay Marines! So it's Skittles, but it's a pure white Skittles truck because everybody else has the rainbow today. I see what you did there. Alright, we just had an amusing thought. We're not sure everybody in this cafe knew that Pride was on today. I think there might have been some people here hoping for a sort of quite perhaps romantic lunch, and then you know, 500,000 screaming gays turned up. Oh well.
I just airdropped somebody who I have no idea who they are every gay meme I have on my phone, and I do not regret a thing.
Golden Square, the kids' field, arrived just in time for the Disney medley.
Thank you so much, everybody! Happy Pride!
Even though the sound of it, something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. You big halifragilistic, catch me halidocious. I'm the little lumberline, I'm the little lumberline, I'm the little lumberline, I'm the little lumberline.
Because I was a flightless tweet when I was just a lad. My father gave me loads of tweet and told me I was bad. But then one day I learned a word that saved me 18 nose.
The biggest word you've ever heard, and this is how it goes. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. I'm the lily lumberline, I'm the lily lumberline, I'm the lily lumberline, I'm the lily lumberline. He travelled all around the world, and everywhere he went, he'd use this word and all would say, there goes a clever gent.
When Dukes and Maharajas pass the time of day with me, I'll say me special word and then they ask me how to take
Wow, supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilistic, expialidocious. I'm the lily lumberline, I'm the lily lumberline. You don't say it back to Rufus. That's going a bit too far, don't you think?
Oh, indubitably.
So when the cat has got your tongue, there's no need for dismay. Just summon up this word and then you've got a lot to say. But better use it carefully or it could change your life.
Oh, yes?
Oh, yeah?
One day I said it to me girl and now it kills me wife.
Oh, it's...
And a lovely thing she is too. Shoes.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. 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 Thank you very much. That was fun.
That was every bit the treat that I expected it to be. Thank you, Greta and Mitch! Granddaughter team, we are all about that.
So up next,
So it's the day after Pride, and I thought I'd just record a little outro, a little sort of reflective footnote, as it were. Now, you might remember a couple of weeks ago, I concluded my piece on the People's Vote March by pondering the question of whether marching really changes anything. Well, something which I took away from yesterday is that something marching can definitely do is it can illustrate how much things have already changed. Now, the first thing I noticed about the march yesterday was it seemed to be a lot bigger than last year, just the march itself. I mean, last year I arrived with the kids at a Piccadilly Circus, I think at about 1:30 in the afternoon, and the parade was pretty much over. Still plenty to do, but the parade itself had pretty much been and gone. Now, yesterday we arrived at Piccadilly Circus at about 12:30, and the parade hadn't really got started yet, and by the time we bailed on the parade, we didn't stick around to see the very end of it, because Greta really wanted to get to the karaoke in Golden Square. By the time we left at about 2:45 in the afternoon, it was still barely halfway finished. You could look up Regent Street and still see the marchers stretching all the way up past Oxford Circus. So it seemed like a bigger deal purely in terms of numbers. But the other thing which really struck me as I was watching it was who was involved. Not just how many people, but who was represented. Everybody was represented. I mean, apart from the obvious things like, yeah, we had the gay cops, and we had, you know, the gay Marines, and we had the gay Navy, and we had gay Labour and gay Liberals. I don't know if we had gay Tories. I personally did not see the gay Tories. That doesn't mean they weren't there. I made the joke at the time that it might just be a long line of closets bumping along the road, but that was a bit mean of me. But, you know, above and beyond the institutions that you would expect to want to be represented, it was all the private companies. Okay, you had the big obvious retailers, like you had a big Tesco's wagon, and you had Sainsbury's, and you had all the sort of high street names. But then you had, like, a little delegation from PricewaterhouseCoopers. You know, the most sort of venerated firm of city accountants. Deloitte and Touche had a float with people dancing in their pants on it. So, and so it's just everybody seems to want to get involved. Even firms you would think wouldn't really have such a big PR stake in something like this. And not just involved, but really involved. Like sort of paint yourself rainbow striped and dance in your thong involved. And so that's what I really took away from it, is that on that level at least, on that kind of corporate, public face of respectable institutions level, the toxicity of gayness is gone. Obviously, not at every level, at an interpersonal level, there's still people being given a hard time of it, but at that kind of level, at that kind of visibility level, the toxicity is gone. And it is, of course, comfortably within living memory that it was something you could get carted off to prison for. It is comfortably within my own living memory that it was something that people would live in fear of having exposed. I kind of came of age during the first AIDS panic of the mid to late 80s. And perfectly respectable commentators were just coming right out with it, that, yeah, the gays are all a bunch of godless perverts who have brought this upon themselves and they're only reaping what they sow and it serves them right. That was a perfectly respectable mainstream opinion to have. It's not that nobody's saying that now, but by and large they're not saying it on the 6 o'clock news, except on certain channels, and if they are, there'll be somebody sitting on the other side of the table to take them to task. So things have changed, and a lot for the better. And the toxicity now is on the side of exclusion and intolerance, where it belongs. Because not every firm is going to want to get visibly involved with Pride, but I can't imagine there's any firm would want to be known for making a point of not getting involved with Pride. So things have changed, and for the better. And I think by and large are continuing to change for the better. But as with all these things, you got to keep pushing. All right, see you next time.